Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tolash. I'm Chef Tolash. So I am actually here to discuss about the business of small chops and basically the business of small chops. So the business of small chops is actually very cool. And as I've always said to people who are beginners, I started small chops so let me just give you a brief. I started small chops in 2016, right? During NYSC when my PPA wasn't paying me. So I started small chops then. I learned during Said. So that's why I always advise people that they should always take the NYSC Said program. They should take it very, very, very important because it has helped me. I didn't pay so much, but it has really, really helped me, and it has shaping my business. Because I started baking since when I was in school, but I was just baking for fun. But small chops actually helped me to restructure my baking business in it, because the money I made from small chops was what I used in restructuring my baking business. So before I divert, let me discuss small chops business. So when I started small chops, I learned during Said. I I paid about, with all the amount I paid, right? So I paid some amount. I go to my side program every Thursday, and I go with my flour when we so for with flour and all my materials I need. So for small chops, you basically need flour, and chicken. Small when I mean small chops, I mean spring roll, samosa, puff puff, mosa. So and you need the small business, very, very, very lucrative, and it's easy to enter. The reason being that the capital is not so much as compared to baking. So you just need basically with 10,000 naira. In short, I'm saying with 5,000 naira you can start a small chops business. Why did I say with 5,000 naira? You can buy, because you need a non-stick fry pan, right? So that's why I said with 5,000 naira you need a small non-stick fry pan can still go for like 3,000 naira one, and flour, 2,000 naira flour you get, or you can just buy half pint of flour. You can start a small chops business. You can start selling puff puff from there. You can start selling spring and samosa. You can even buy your packs and everything. So what I'm trying to say is small chops business is very, very easy to go into. You don't need a lot of capital. So when I see people say, I need a business I can go into without so much capital, small chops is one you can go in without so much capital. You can even start with people's money, such that you can tell somebody, that you can tell your prospective customer will pay ahead of time. So you can use your customer's money to start up. Do you understand? So you can even start with zero capital. Zero capital in the sense that your customer is the one that is going to provide the capital. So the person will pay for his or her small chops order, and you use that to start up after learning the small chops. So you need a non-stick fry pan, you need a flour, vegetables, minced meat, very, very simple items to do. Then costing your small chops is also very, 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 very simple. It's not difficult to cost. All you need to do is buy your, I always advise people that they should try as much as possible go to the local market to get their things for the first time. Even if you are going to be doing supermarket for the first time, go and get your items in the local market. Akpokpo market is there. You can get your items there. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I'm going to stop here for now for this episode. So I'm going to also discuss other business of small chops in my next episode. Thank you. This is my introduction episode. I just wanted to introduce myself. Thank you. This is Chef Tolash. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm begging you. God bless you. Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is episode 2 of starting a small chops business. So let me do a recap on our previous episode. So last time I discussed basically on how I started my small chops business in 2016, how I took advantage of the NYSC side program, and how I became successful in my small chops business. I've done a lot of spring roll and samosa. I can't even remember. I've actually lost count of the amount of small chops I've done. I've worked for companies, I've worked for individuals, I've worked for a lot of people. I even worked for vendors. So let me explain how you can I'll explain how you can start up a small chops business in this episode. I'll explain how and where you can get all your materials. So starting up a small chops business, right? And where you can get your materials. You can get your materials in Akpokpo markets. So I buy my materials from Akpokpo market because it is cheaper for me to get it there. So you can get your material. What I mean by material, I mean the foil packs, or pouch or whatever you want to be using. If you want to be using boxes, you can also get that in the open market. So you get your items. That's the major items, the non-edible items. But we have two items in SmallChops. We have the edible and the non-edible. So you are getting your non-edible items from open market. But the edible items, you can get the edible items from somewhere else. You can get that within your local market. That's the vegetables for spring roll and your minced meat. You can also get your minced meat from your market. People that sell meat, you can get it there, or you can do that from supermarket. Spar. I buy my minced meat from Spar because even if I buy from normal market, I will still need a mincer to mince the meat. So it's stressful. I need to incorporate those costs into my total cost. So why don't I just contract that aspect of the business to a supermarket? So I get my minced meat from supermarket and it's quite affordable. So yeah, so you get, that's where you'll be getting all your items. Then your non-stick pan, you get it from the market too. You can get it from the supermarket, or you buy it from Eco Idumota market where they sell kitchen utensils. It's super cheap at there. But when you buy non-stick pan in supermarket, hey, they will tell you non-stick pan of about 5,000. You come and call it 15,000 naira for you local in supermarket. So my non-stick pan, I buy in sets every year, or every 3 years. I actually buy every 3 years. So the very first set I bought when I started was 2016. I just bought another set last year. That was like 5 years after. If you imagine. So I bought 3 sets then. I just got another set last year, January, and I've just used 2 out of it because I used the big one for my samosa and then the smaller one for spring roll. You know, spring roll, it will not be too thick. So yeah, so those are the places you will be getting your item. So yeah, today, thank you for listening to my YouTube channel. So today was just basically talking about where you get your items of SmallChops. So next time on our SmallChops, starting a SmallChops business episode, we will be discussing about venturing into the business proper. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to episode 3 of my YouTube channel on starting a SmallChops business. Thank you for listening to the first and second episode. I am truly grateful for listening. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, send it to people, let everybody watch it and get involved. So yeah, today we'll be discussing about entering into the business proper. I have discussed about starting the business, how I started, how to get your materials. I mentioned the market to get your materials, and today I'll be mentioning basic things you need to know about the business. So what I tell my students basically is, before I start a SmallChops business, I know you people see SmallChops business. Let me give you one. SmallChops business is a business that is very, very profitable, extremely profitable. You make your profit back 100%. It's extremely profitable. Trust me on that. It is stressful. So what I do is I tell my students before they start that this business you want to venture into is quite stressful. You must be willing to do it. You must be ready and you must be willing, because it's actually quite stressful. Because imagine you are starting from scratch. It's a business that normally they talk about manufacturing. You are manufacturing. You are starting from manufacturing your items, sourcing your items. You manufacture, then you produce, then you now sell it. Do you get, like, you are going through stages? Do you get? So that's like one person going through all the stages of production. That's what small business is. Because look at it. First thing first, a customer inquire about small. You do your sales and distribute. You do your marketing. And a customer comes at you and tell you, okay, fine, I want SmallChops, and you start by sourcing for your material. You source for flour, source for vegetables, source for minced meat, and get back. You make your samosa wrapper and your spring roll wrapper. Then you cook your minced meat, cook your spring roll veggies. So imagine, then you now start rolling. Do you understand? After rolling, then you now, of course, you cannot give customer all those things. So you are going through the production process. Then after rolling, then you fry, then you package it so that it will look very, very pretty. Then you sell. So you can see you are going through all the production processing and SmallChops. Just that this time around, it is not really a big company that it's just an individual and its staff. So yeah, so that's basically the SmallChops business, right? It's very, very easy to dive into. You just have to be focused. You don't have to get tired. And most times I tell people, do not get tired. Do not get tired of it. If you know that you don't have energy to work, to multitask, no go do small chops, because you have to know how to multitask. Because as you're frying samosa and spinning, so you are also trying to arrange your items. You're also serving frying puff, also frying this one, also frying that one, grilling chicken. Do you get? If you are the only one doing it, but if you are many doing it, fine, you can always segregate duties. If you are the only one doing it, you have to be very, very smart and fast, because you cannot start telling customer that you are the only one that did produce his 50 packs of small chops. I mean, it is none of his business. He did not tell you you have to produce 50 packs of small chops alone. His own is he has made payment for the small chops, so how you are going to do it is none of his business. So yeah, thank you for listening to this. Tomorrow, next episode, we are going to discuss further on how to make samosa. I have all these videos on my YouTube channels already, so this is just the practical notes people need to understand. The last episode, hello, good afternoon, welcome to my YouTube channel. So the last episode, we discussed about the business of small chops and diving into it proper, and I told you we'll be discussing samosas today. So before I discuss samosa proper today, I want us to also discuss something that is very, 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 very important. And what is that? In small chops business, your measurement is extremely important, right? It's extremely important. So you take, because you want your customer to keep coming back for that special taste. You don't want them to tell you somebody orders small chops today, it tastes nice, then the next time person says that sugar is too much. Sugar is too much. How? Like, I mean, it's none of it. Like, how you should have a recipe, you get. So you cannot be telling the customer cannot be coming back to you and telling you that the sugar is too much. It's very, very, very wrong. So what I always tell customers, to tease, is that your measurement is important in small chops. So what I do basically is, my recipe book has division and multiplication. Like a particular recipe, I tell you this one is divided by 4, this one is multiplied by 2. So even when you don't have your practical book with you, you know that for this recipe you are dividing by 4. For this one you are doing this, for this one you are doing that. So you have it at the back of your mind. So that's what I do for my tutorials. So going into, then again, I also want to mention a very, very important thing. As a small chop business venture, you can do 4 things as a small chop business venture. You can either be into the small chop business proper, like you are just selling small chops, right? You can also be the one that distribute to vendor. You can just be selling the unfried aspect of small chops, so that the unfried spring roll and unfried samosa. You can be the one that can be selling the puff mix aspect, right? You can be that. You can be the one that what they do is basically do the servicing. You just be be frying. You get to meet vendors that do small chops, but you fry for them. You get. So there are different ways, and you can do all. So that's what I'm telling you, that it's a very, very profitable business, because you can have different segments. In accounting, because there's something we call segment reporting. So there are different segments. You can call it the small chops frying segment, the unfried segment, the small chops consulting segment. There are different segments, so you can just subdivide your small chops business into segments. And trust me, when you segment it, you can and put different account details. It is easier for you to know, easier for you to track all these inflows. Because if, for example, I have a staff I have different staff that are working for me, and I know that this set of staff deals mainly with unfried small chops. So I have vendors I distribute unfried small chops to. It's a lot of money distributing just unfried small chops to people. Your own is distribute to them, and there's some people that there are some vendors that they don't even fry at all. They just contact you. They will act as if they fry. They will get the customers and get to you. You fry for them, put their logo, and you send to their customer. That is also possible. So you can make your money anyhow in small chops. I tell people, you don't always have to be the one to roll the small chops. You don't have to always be the roller to start selling small chops. Do you understand? You don't have to always be the roller to start selling small chops. Anybody can sell small chops. You can wake up tomorrow and say, yes, I want to start a small chops business. All you need is get a credible vendor that make yummy small chops. Once their small chops is yummy, forget it. You are good to go. Your customer will not know you're not the one making it. just have MOU with your vendor, and that is fine. Thank you for listening to this segment of my small chop series for starting a small chop business. Next time we'll discuss further things. Thank you. And I didn't even remember, I didn't discuss samosas today. We'll discuss that in the next episode. We still have more to discuss on this segment, because people do not know that they can do a lot of things with small chops. Most people just feel they can't start a small chop business because they cannot roll spring roll and samosa. No, you can start. Oh, you can start. Anybody can start. I can wake up tomorrow and say I make fondant cakes. All I need is get someone that knows how to make good fondant cakes, and otiton, I have MOU with the person. Once I have customer that wants to make fondant cake, fine, I tell my vendor, please, I need fondant cake, and I quote price, finish, and I collect my commission, finish, and you're not stressed. Win-win. So yeah, thank you. Next time we'll discuss more.